The legend of Audie Murphy, America's most decorated soldier, a raging battlefield. Smoke fills the air, bullets tearing through the ground. One man stands alone, blood dripping down his leg, hands gripping a .50 caliber machine gun mounted on a burning tank destroyer. He is outnumbered. He is surrounded. And yet, he refuses to back down. His name? Audie Murphy, a scrawny, dirt-poor kid from Texas who was rejected by the Marines for being too small, only to become the most decorated US soldier in history. This isn't just a war story. This is a legend. And today, we're diving into the unbelievable journey of a man who defied all odds, turned into an unstoppable force on the battlefield, and became a Hollywood star. This is the story of Audie Murphy. Childhood, born into struggle. Before he was a war hero, Audie Murphy was just a hungry kid trying to survive. Born on June 20th, 1924, in Kingston, Texas, Murphy came from nothing. He was one of 12 children, living on a poor sharecropper farm in the middle of nowhere. His father, barely around. Eventually, he abandoned the family completely. His mother, overworked and struggling to feed her children, doing everything she could just to keep them alive. School was a luxury Audie couldn't afford. At just 10 years old, he was already working in cotton fields, earning a measly $1 a day. By the time he was 16, his mother died, leaving him and his siblings orphaned. Murphy had two options: let life crush him or fight back, and he chose to fight. Military rejection, too small to serve. There was only one thing Murphy wanted: to serve his country. But there was a problem. He was too small. He marched into the Marine Corps recruitment office. They took one look at him and said, "You're too short, too weak. You won't survive." Rejected. He tried to join the paratroopers. They laughed and said, "You don't weigh enough. You'll break every bone in your body." Rejected again. But Murphy wasn't taking no for an answer. Desperate, he altered his birth certificate, lying about his age to appear older. And finally, the US Army accepted him. Thrown into war, a soldier proves his worth. Murphy had no time to celebrate. The world was at war. After basic training, he was shipped straight to the front lines in North Africa, then to Sicily, Italy, and beyond. This scrawny Texas kid, who everyone thought wasn't good enough, quickly proved them wrong. He wasn't just surviving, he was thriving. Murphy was fearless. In every battle, he was the first to charge, the last to retreat. He didn't just fight with a rifle, he fought with heart. Battle after battle, he showed extraordinary bravery, earning promotion after promotion. But no one knew that the best was yet to come. The day Audie Murphy became immortal, January 26, 1945, Holtzwihr, France. It was the middle of winter, freezing cold, and Murphy's company was in a nightmare situation. 6 German tanks, hundreds of enemy soldiers, a full-scale attack. Murphy's men were ordered to retreat into the woods. But Murphy, he refused to run. Instead, he climbed onto a burning US tank destroyer, jumped behind a .50 caliber machine gun, and unleashed hell on the enemy. For over an hour, he fought alone against the entire German assault, mowing down wave after wave of enemy troops. They threw everything at him: bullets, mortars, artillery. Nothing stopped him. At one point, the Germans got within 10 yards of him. Murphy didn't flinch. He wiped them out. He was shot in the leg, bleeding badly. Did he stop? Number. He kept fighting. Only when he ran out of ammunition did he retreat, not to escape, but to lead his men in a counterattack. By the end of the battle, Murphy had single-handedly taken out or wounded 50 enemy soldiers. One man stopped an entire German assault, and for that, he received the Medal of Honor, the highest military award in the US. But that was just one of the 33 medals he earned. Murphy wasn't just a war hero, he was an unstoppable force. After the war, Hollywood calls. After the war, Murphy was America's biggest hero. His face landed on the cover of Life magazine. And Hollywood? They wanted him. Legendary actor James Cagney invited him to Hollywood, but Murphy struggled at first. He was broke. He slept in a gym. Then, in 1949, he landed his first major role in Bad Boy. Soon, he signed with Universal Studios and starred in 44 films, mostly westerns. His most famous movie? To Hell and Back, a blockbuster based on his own war experience. It became Universal's highest-grossing film until Jaws in 1975, The Hidden War, PTSD and Mental Health. Despite his Hollywood success, Murphy was still fighting demons. The war never left him. He suffered from severe PTSD, battling insomnia, depression, and nightmares. At a time when no one talked about mental health, Murphy spoke up. He even admitted to becoming addicted to sleeping pills before quitting them cold turkey. He wasn't just a hero on the battlefield. He became a voice for struggling veterans. A tragic end, but a legacy that never dies. On May 28, 1971, tragedy struck. Murphy was flying from Atlanta to Virginia when his private plane crashed in bad weather, killing him instantly. He was only 45 years old. But his legacy, it never died. He was buried with full military honors at Arlington National Cemetery. His Medal of Honor is on display in Dallas. And the US Army created the Sergeant Audie Murphy Award, given only to the top 1% of enlisted soldiers. The hero who refused to die. Audie Murphy's story isn't just about war, it's about heart. It's about defiance. It's about never giving up. He was too small, too weak, too poor. Yet he became the most decorated soldier in American history. And that's why his name will never be forgotten.